Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Scale Smart podcast. I'm your host Jacob and also the founder of NetScale Growth. Today I have the pleasure of being joined by the CEO and co-founder of Rating Captain, Matt. Matt, thank you for joining me on the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. Nice to see you again.
It's a pleasure. Matt, before we get into the flow of the podcast, I want to ask you a quick question. I want you to introduce yourself to the audience and tell the audience as well what you guys do at Rating Captain.
Sure. Rating Captain is a digital presence app. So basically, we help local businesses track their visibility online. We focus on Google Maps for now, but we're expanding to more platforms right now.
Okay, and Matt, what led to you becoming the CEO and the co-founder of Rating Captain?
Jacob, this is a very long story. I will try to make it short, but think that some people just have this like need to solve a problem, so I have my own e-commerce. We've been growing it for quite some time. It's quite successful, but we've been always struggling with reviews, and this is how Rating Captain was born, because we wanted to get more reviews for my e-commerce. And actually, this was our first product, just a review collection slash management app that you can you can connect external platforms like Google, Trustpilot, Facebook, whatever. You can track your reviews across many platforms in one tool, and that was it. Basically, we've been struggling to find a product market fit with this. We had some traction. We had three VCs on board already, and still struggling to find this product market fit. But then we pivoted. We've seen that reviews is just one way, like this is just one thing you need to do in the whole visibility spectrum. And right now, the product that we built initially, Rating Captain Reviews, is just a feature of our platform that is a suite of tools for local visibility for e-commerce and local businesses.
Amazing. And Matt, after launching your first product, RC Review, you pivoted, like you mentioned, based on the early adopter feedback. What would you say were the biggest challenges you had when it came to scaling Rating Captain after taking that pivot?
Yeah, so basically, before the pivot, it was the area, like the industry that we were in. This is quite competitive one, I would say. And the people were comparing us to platforms, like Trustpilot, that are just collecting reviews of businesses, and we weren't doing that. So I think that our main challenge was how we should really communicate what we do to our to our customers and to our prospects. Like we had issues declaring who we are, really. And I think that this is the story for most of the startups. Yeah, that you try to find your place. Basically, you pivot, you flow through different ideas, and you just have to be agile and adjust quickly. So that's when we understood that maybe e-commerce is not a very good customer for us. So that's where we started building tools for local businesses, for like restaurant, like offline businesses that need to be visible. We want to basically drive foot traffic for them, and we want to like give access to those tools to small business owners, because they have always often they have to compete with big chains that have big marketing departments. So that's our mission. And actually, that's this mission, that when we understood who we are for, like what we're trying to build and for whom, this is where it became much easier.
And how did you manage to balance your rapid customer acquisition with preventing the churn? I've seen you guys mentioned a 10% churn rate quite early on as you moved from a broad to a more defined ICP. So how did you guys do that?
Well, so bigger churn is normal for, before product market fit. You basically like, also, I think that we started selling too soon. This was also a big issue. But like the thing is, Jacob, that I have been learning everything on my way. It's like like learning on my mistakes, literally. We had startup wise guys joining us as a VC and accelerator, and we had a huge amount of knowledge from them, in their accelerator program. But before that, it was just just trying and failing. Yeah, so like this churn, this was like we understood why it is like that. We were just building tools and selling them because we were good salespeople, and we were just pushing this to customers. But then after a few months, they were like, okay, but like, what am I even paying for? So we were like, okay, yeah, I see it. This is, you're probably right. Maybe we should focus on something else.
Yeah. And the point you just made there is really, really, really funny because I go back to this saying, right, is let's just say, for example, you was going to start a pen making company. Would you make the pen first, then market it, or market it, then once you've got interest, then create the pen? You would obviously choose the second option. So it's funny how you've just said there, and I think people get it wrong in the sense of like you're going to figure it out more when you've got people there who have actually paid for something, because you have to figure it out and you have to find something. So I think
Yes.
I think it's quite good sometimes getting the customers first and then figuring it out once you've got the customers.
Yeah, but it's a chicken and egg problem, like what comes first, like product or customers. And like, I mean, you know, it has also changed a lot, since when we've started, because like right now you can build a prototype in one day, using AI tools, and you can test it. Like, this is just madness what you can do right now. 5 years ago it wasn't like that. You had to have budget, you had to have a team. And then back then, I think it was very important to really like do a prototype and test everything before launching a real product, and like talk to customers even before that.
You just mentioned the word AI, right? I want to ask you a question on AI because you built AI driven sentiment analysis and automated review responses into your guys' platform. How would you say how transformative has AI been for your product roadmap and also your client outcomes as well?
Well, I would say AI has been very, very important for us within our internal processes. Like in our product development team, this is like a must-have now, of course. But I can't imagine like any developer not using AI right now. But as for the product and AI feature, like AI features that we have in our tool, this is like right now, this is pretty what we have like launched already. This is not a very complicated, like, a very sophisticated stuff. Like, I mean, this is just automating stuff that you usually do, like replying to reviews, changing, your business name on Google Maps to make it more SEO friendly, stuff like this. But what we're working on right now, so like we have 120,000 Google profiles connected. We have even more, like 500,000 keywords that we monitor for those businesses. We have history of all their positions. We have history of what has changed on those profiles. So what we're working on right now, we're building our own model that will basically be an AI assistant that knows what works in local SEO, what you need to change in your Google business profile to make it rank higher, yeah, to get ahead of competition. And this is the AI, the model that we're building ourselves.
And Matt, with many review management tools out there, right? How do you guys differentiate yourself, especially with added local SEO and the AI features which you were just talking about?
Yeah, this is actually a great question, and the thing is that, as I said, review management is now just one feature of our toolset. And actually, this is, like I already said before, this is what changed like our, like, even thinking about the company, like our own, thinking about what we do. Because review management is just one thing that you need to do. So there's like 10 or 30 or 50 things that you need to do to rank high on Google Maps, Apple Maps, Bing Maps, wherever you want your customers to find you, if you're a local business. Yeah. And this is actually what differentiates us, that we focus on visibility. We're like digital presence optimization company. Yeah, we're not like review management company anymore. We want you to be found by your customers, and we want you to have more foot traffic. That's that.
Yeah, yeah. And Matt, over the next 6 to 12 months, what would you say are some of the goals you've got for the company in terms of growing, expanding?
I don't know how dreamy I can get, how far I can go with this. But yeah, like, yeah, no, I'm just kidding. We try to be really, honest with ourselves and realistic about what we do. And right now, we just want to, build things that work. We are shipping our product basically every week. And I was thinking maybe that's not a good thing, but then I've heard that velocity is very important, in those times. So if you really can handle that, then you should definitely go this way. So I want to build a product that just works, that does what it's supposed to do, So our goal for the next 6-12 months is to really roll out this AI assistant and give small business owners tools that they need to be visible, even if they're not tech savvy, because this is a very important thing that some of those local businesses, they can't do it. They have to hire an SEO agency, and sometimes it's too much hassle or too much budget or whatever. And yeah, we just want to have a tool that is self-sufficient, self-service, and works for those small customers.
And ultimately, that would drive more business and drive more revenue as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Great product, and everything comes after that.
Yeah, amazing. And Matt, if people wanted to reach out to you and find out more information about what you guys do or have a little bit of a chat, where's the best place for them to do that?
I would say LinkedIn. I would say LinkedIn is the best place to find me, or just Mateusz at ratingcaptain.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great having you on.
Thank you, Jacob.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.